Welcome back, guys and girls. As you can see, today this is going to be a new series on this channel. I will be doing a rustic historical take on my channel in terms of the style and the type of drawings I will be doing. Now today I'm working with Alucard.
No further.
And he is the antagonist and protagonist in the Castlevania series. Now, with this particular drawing, I will be doing a bust piece, and this particular style, it's going to be heavily inspired by the concept art from the 1995 game Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And that particular art style to me is kind of like if you ever seen Vampire Hunter D, it's sort of like that mixed with like Victorian art. So you know, a lot of the proportions are a little bit exaggerated. You're gonna see like his face is really egg shaped and it's gonna be really long in terms of the proportions. Then you know, I guess because you know, in terms of the character, Alucard is a vampire slash human, and I guess you know they wanted to portray that in the design. Not only that, this particular style is sort of like a romanticized style. You know, vampires being very romantic in origin, and a lot of the lore with vampires and when it comes to sucking blood and how, especially when it comes to the male vampires. So I guess the Japanese artists at the time wanted to portray that in the artwork, and you can also see that in the new Netflix series, Castlevania series. So the style carries over there too. So but these particular drawings is going to be mostly in pencil, so focusing on mostly values, not so much light and shadow, but more values when it comes to pencil and graphite drawings. So that's going to be the style moving forward with this particular series. Some other series I will do, it will be my typical in color with Copic markers. That's still going to be on that channel, but with this particular series, I'm taking it really old school with this. And also, later on in the video, I will also talk about his sword and his abilities that Alucard does. Okay, you see the first stage of the pencil is almost done. Now, once we get into the second stage, I will go over the background of the character. Adrian Fahrenheit Tepes, better known as Alucard, is a Dipe Hemprey son of Dracula. Despite having debuted in Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, as a supporting character, Alucard was reintroduced as the main protagonist of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. His most well-known appearance. As an offspring of an unnatural bond between Dracula and a human woman named Lisa, Adrian has special powers and was destined to be stronger than any human, but not potentially as strong as his father. After Lisa was killed, having been mistaken for a witch, Adrian grew up under the influence of his father, whence he was taught in the dark arts and molded into a warrior who would one day fight for the side of evil. As Adrian's existence did not come without quirks, as the gentle human side of his mother always seemed to cloud his better judgment. As Dracula would have put it, after her death, Adrian was by his mother's side. She insisted that he not take his anger at her death out on humans, as their lives are already full of hardships. With those words, she had a profound influence on Adrian's thinking. His mind wandered as he questioned his father's will. After standing by for so long he broke away from his father's army and disappeared. Understanding that Dracula was going to impose his wrath on the people, Adrian would turn to his efforts towards destroying his father's army, hopefully encouraging him to reconsider. Furthermore, he chose to go under the name Alucard, Dracula's name in reverse, to represent that he stood for beliefs opposite those of his father. Alucard is an adept swordsman and typically wields a one-handed sword. Alucard's other attacks use dark magic. As a shapeshifter, Alucard can change himself into a bat, a wolf, or even mist. The broadsword is a common weapon found in Castlevania games. The term broadsword is used to refer to different types of swords across many cultures and time periods. During the 17th through 19th centuries, the term referred to contemporary Europe and straight double-edged basket-hilted swords, like the Italian scavanova and the Scot claymore. Surviving examples of such swords are around 105 centimeters long and 90 centimeters of which is blade, with a base blade width of 3.5 centimeters and a mass of about 1 kilogram. Later in this period, the term was applied to any broadsword, military sword, including the saber and the backsword, as opposed to the contemporary silver-bladed reaper and small sword, and the épée in the late 19th century. Museum curators began to use the term retrospectively to refer to medieval arming swords, which remains the popular usage today. The Chinese Dao is sometimes translated as the broadsword. Alright guys, as you can see, this video is coming to an end. Thank you guys once again for joining me, and I'll catch you guys and girls later. Midori out.
Alucard, are you ready for this?
No. But let's put an end to this anyway.